So speaking,
right.
speaking of standing, the gravity was so powerful. I couldn't stand it, Alex. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
And not many people know this, but John Deere, they're really a wonderful company, and their manure spreader is the only equipment that company won't stand behind. Did you know that? I'm sure that's probably, and this last one is extremely risky that I say this, but I don't think it's appropriate anymore. But what used to be that most males in men's rooms were stand-up guys. But
wow. You've gone blue on me, Robbie, since I was last on, man. No. Hey, you mentioned John Deere. Not to get us off track here, but I travel a lot, been on the road a lot. I was in Bettendorf, Iowa to preach. First Baptist Church, Bettendorf, Iowa, the home of John Deere.
There you go. And they do stand behind all their equipment, and they might even stand behind the manure spreader, but they just don't like to.
Would you believe when I was growing up on the farm, we owned a manure spreader. I grew up on a chicken farm in Pleasant Garden, and nobody should stand behind a manure spreader, I assure you.
Well, in my line of work as a used car salesman, and I come from a long line of manure spreaders. But anyway, my grandfather before me. But anyway, I do have to get to the actual riddle. So here is the riddle today. What scripture tells us that we should shod so we don't stand in defeat? What scripture tells us, there you go. So what scripture tells us we should shod so we don't stand in defeat?